What does love feel like? Is that something that you ever wonder to yourself? And I think we all have that feeling of, I know what it feels like, that anticipation, that excitement of new love. But what is love that you feel within yourself, that abiding sort of comforting thing? Well, it really starts with how you love your own self, not others. And I see this all the time where people will willingly defer the love for themselves to project it onto others. Sadly, all the evidence that is out there proves this. Our capacity to love someone else is limited by our capacity to love ourselves. So first, the depth to which you can love yourself is the depth to which you can receive and give love. It's a powerful concept when you're struggling to really find enough reason to love yourself. Do it for the love of others, right? That's the first thing you want to kind of consider. How do you feel when you think and reflect upon who you are? Do you feel love for that person that you see in the mirror? I know I spent many years struggling with that. The second thing is, when you are measuring this, why is it so important for you? What does love feel like? This is a question that we can ask ourselves, and it's important to ask ourselves. Do you feel it in your heart? And I'm not asking you to feel it for someone else, not the person, that child, that spouse, that family member that you feel loved by, that friend. I'm asking you, when you look in the mirror, when you are staring in your eyes, how is that love for yourself? Can you measure it? And measuring this love for yourself is important. And the reason it's important is because we often will defer our love for ourselves so that we can pour it into another. This is a very, very beautiful sentiment in theory, but it is limited. And there are numerous iterations, from religious thought leaders to mindset coaches to behavioral therapists, that tell us we must first love ourselves. And if we can love ourselves to the depth that we need to, we have a greater capacity to give love to others. Buddha says that there is no man or woman, mother or father is really what he says. There is no mother or father that can love you and be kind to you as much as you can love and be kind to yourself. And there is no mother or father who can hurt you or do damage to you as much as you can do to yourself. And when you begin to think of it in those terms, you are the one that can create within yourself that space that allows you to stand and feel loved and give love regardless of what's going on in your life. This is an important thing. So there's that book about love languages, and they talk about the ways that we interact and engage, and understanding, how you like to feel affirmed and how you get that love to be expressed towards you is as important as it is to know about how to do it for the person that you're with. So the 5 love languages are physical touch, words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, and gifts. People have a variety of things that they want and do. You can do all of them. Everyone loves that. No one's going to say, hey, my love language isn't physical touch, so you never need to touch me again. That's not going to happen. But you get to see what their primary love language is, and most importantly, you get to understand what your primary love language is. And when you begin to understand what that is, you begin to understand who your circle of friends can be that will support you in that. Those people that can really affirm that sense of well-being and love that you need, if you understand first those love languages. And then if you know all this and you really can love yourself, it has an impact not only on your personal life, but it has an impact on your business. And we have spent many years trying to compartmentalize our components of our life. Our personal life is here. Our business life is here. Our friend life is here. And when we begin to do that and segment our lives, we cannot perform in the best possible way, because those barriers, those silos that we create in our personal lives are as destructive as the silos that are created in the business world. The lack of communication of emotion, the lack of communication of thoughts and feelings going on between these areas and pretending that they don't bleed together will bleed out when you're in a business meeting and you're stressed at home and you attack somebody in a space that really needed curiosity. And this did impact me a lot when I was working for companies, because I had a whole segment of my life that I kept on lock, and I had trouble facing the shame and the things that I felt was not worthy to receive in my own life at home. And because of that, it bled into my business. And I would not do things or take on roles often that I was invited to do because I did not have the love for myself to even want to step into that place. I didn't think I was good enough. I couldn't see that I had a capacity to act in certain ways until I was willing to accept, hey, I've got value. I love who I am. I can do this. That extended to my capacity to hold my qualities that are good, which is as important as recognizing where you're weak. We often will lean into our weaknesses, some of us, because we feel like if we don't, we'll puff up and become too cocky or overconfident, obnoxious. But it is as important to recognize that you have something valuable to offer to the people around you so that you can succeed in life. If you don't recognize that, it's usually because you have a sense of low self-worth and you don't want to pump yourself up. And that comes from the core, the foundational thing of love. Are you moving in a way in your life that allows you to open your heart to that vibration? And there is a vibration of love. And people can say, oh yeah, I totally love myself. I'm good with myself. But when we don't actually settle in and feel that, if we don't actually feel it in our hearts, we don't exude that sense of love to others. It is blocked. And so we sometimes lock down on these high power emotions that we feel because we don't want others to feel uncomfortable. We have been taught to suppress big emotions so that people can be comfortable in the gray around us. Love is one of those emotions that if you begin to feel deeply for yourself and resonate with and allow it to flow out, it will open doors for you. People will sit around you and feel comforted by your presence because you choose to love yourself deeply, and that will spread out to the people sitting in your presence to be like, wow, this person's very comforting to be around. It's real. We feel these vibrations that resonate off the emotions that we emanate within ourselves. And love is an important one. Often, we choose to shut it down out of cultural habit and fail to allow that feeling to hit us. So then we ask that question that I started with, what is love? Because we don't allow ourselves to feel it. So think about what love is to you. Think about how you love yourself and why it's important. Look at those questions that you have and say, what are my types of love languages that hit me and allow me to feel affirmed? And then grab onto your personal and business life, your friends, everything that you have around you, and accept that you have greatness and don't diminish yourself. Accept that you have weaknesses and don't diminish yourself. Love yourself in that space. Feel that love. Let others feel that love you have for yourself around you. It'll expand your world. It'll expand your opportunities. People will begin to open doors for you. And like me, when I started to do this, it changed the whole nature of my business and my company and the way that I was able to access opportunities. Literally changed my whole landscape, and I know it will for you. So, love yourself. You know, I'll give you an example, really, of powerful leadership from somebody that I felt truly loved herself. She was my boss. I was a new employee at a brand new clothing line at Quicksilver, which is a surf company, and they just started, and I was out of grad school. I had decided not to pursue further education in English. I had gone in intending to be a professor. I thought I'd get my PhD and I would teach, and as I was teaching, doing my master's in college, I realized, oh, I don't like reading terrible papers from students. I like reading literature. I don't want to mark anyone's horrible papers, and it's too painful. And so I decided to pivot and go into business, and I did, and this was my first job out of grad school that I was like excited about, and it was an entry-level position, customer service. And I was too old to be in a position like this, but I took it because I wanted to work for the company. I wanted to be in this space. I wanted to move into business, and I did. And this leader that I had She was so powerful because she, honestly, you could see she loved who she was as a person. She was comfortable in her skin. She did not fly off the handle. And it was such a pleasure to work for her because I could mess up. I could make any kind of mistake and go to her, and she could calmly look at it, tell me how to fix it, and let me go off and get better. And I became so comfortable being able to make mistakes and talk about what was going on and expressing this to her as my boss and learning that within, I think, 6 months, 8 months, I don't remember exactly. It was very quick. She got pregnant. I became the business manager as she left. She walked out the door, but she was able to demonstrate a way of moving as a leader that I had never seen because she seemed so confident and assured of herself. It spread to me and built my own confidence and own appreciation for what I had to offer and the capacity to make a mistake and not feel like I had to hide in shame. It was a powerful thing to see a leader that did this, and that love that she felt for herself hit me and taught me a way of acting as a leader that I had not seen or experienced in the workplace or in my home consistently. It was a powerful thing that changed my whole concept of why love is important in the workplace as well as at home. So if that's the case with you, check this out. I got another video coming up. Thanks for joining me. I'm James Burnham.